water quality, and water control. No matter where you live in central Iowa, this is a unifying issue facing all of us.
Think about your interactions with water, whether it's drinking water. You've all probably heard about Des Moines Waterworks and their efforts to keep our water clean, and also the difficulties that they've run into. Think about going to a park. Think about going to a local lake. Think about going fishing. Think about not wanting to be fishing or swimming in a lake that has active algae blooms. All those things speak to water quality. We all care about water quality in one way or another. Now flip the script. Think about we get a big rain in June. Think about June 30th, 2018, 4 Mile Creek, hundreds of houses go underwater. Flooding is becoming a more and more reality of Polk County and the Des Moines Metro and many of our urban areas. So flooding is impacting many of our cities, counties, and communities. We got to hold that water back.
That is why in 2021, representatives from Polk County, the City of Des Moines, and Des Moines Waterworks made a decision that something new would be required if we are to protect our waterways in the years ahead.
And in today's day and age, it's not always an option to build giant levees. We can't build another state-level lake, so we got to think outside the box.
In this case, thinking outside the box means identifying the source of the runoff that increases flooding and nutrient levels, which affect water quality.
And so as we look at ways to reduce flooding, improve water quality, what science keeps showing us is that working upstream can make a difference. If you start and hold the water upstream, it's going to impact you downstream in sometimes the most effective way possible. The study that was completed by the Iowa Flood Center actually showed that the best way to reduce flooding coming to the Des Moines Metro was soil health. Soil health is going to make every acre of those croplands soak in more water, and it's simply the most cost-effective way to do it. So really all this research opened the doors to say, hey, we need to think outside the box. We don't need to just build levees and build million-dollar structures, but maybe we can find new ways of working upstream with agricultural partners, get more cover crops and more soil health happening to really reduce flooding and improve water quality.
A solution is known as a cover crop. The goal? Plant cover crop seeds early enough in the year so the cover will reduce soil erosion and flooding after harvest, all the while boosting soil quality on agriculture land. For this, an unusual partnership with Heartland Co-op of Iowa was formed.
This idea of partnering with Heartland Co-op with an agricultural business, very foreign. But really what made sense to people was this idea that we know cover crops can make a big difference.
However, convincing farmers and landowners of this is not where governments often excel.
And frankly, Polk County, we're not generally in the business of going out and working with farmers on private lands issues, but we said, if we could simply divert this to Heartland Co-op, maybe it's an easy way for us to get thousands of acres seeded and just leverage that partnership.
Heartland Conservation Team is managing the cover crop seeding initiative. Heartland explains the benefits to farmers, operates the machinery, and plants the cover crops.
A win for us is we can make a business model out of conservation. You know, it's not fun being the only ones out there in our unique position. We want competition. We want other ag retailers going out there and giving the same message to their farmers, because that added interaction between us, it makes us all better. It gets us to refine our practices, and so we don't have to necessarily worry about being alone and are we doing it right, because it's been proven. And so that's really a win for us, is more conservation on the ground.
This partnership has worked out in that Polk County has taken the lead. We purchased the equipment, but through a funding agreement, we were able to partner together funding with Des Moines and Des Moines Waterworks and the Iowa Department of Agriculture and Land Stewardship. And then now that we own the machine, we lease it to Heartland Co-op, who they are in charge of maintenance and upkeep of the equipment, as well as driving it and selling it and managing the program for landowners.
Public-private partnerships are so valuable, specifically because you can get way more done on a common problem, a big societal problem, when everybody's working together. So if we all come together, set aside political agendas and just focus on the problem and then focus on a solution, you can be really powerful.
The partnership has so far proven successful. The first full year of operation saw 7,000 acres covered, with a goal of 40,000 acres covered upstream over 5 years.
It's kind of unique. Some people think that the older farmers, they're not as susceptible to changes as these newer guys. But it's true, these older farmers are also starting to ask the question, well, why have we always done it this way? And so now moving forward, we have a lot of change, a lot of people who, you're right, it is their livelihood, the land is their livelihood, and if they don't start treating it better, they're not going to be able to have their grandkids or great grandkids be able to do the same things they did, live the same life they did.
A healthier field for farmers, a water quality and control solution for everyone else.
This partnership was a perfect opportunity for Heartland to explore cover crops, explore how to build a sustainable business model, and ultimately we not only are addressing our goal of helping our farmers produce and market profitably, but also how to build a sustainable business model for cover crops within the context of a cooperative.
We've had several communities reaching out because whether you go up to Northeast Iowa or Northwest Iowa, the issues that Polk County is facing is not unique to Polk County. There's flooding in other counties, there's water quality issues in other counties. So I think there's a lot of eyes looking at, hey, maybe this cover crop seeder is a good thing, and maybe there's folks that we can partner with in our own watersheds to simply get cover crops seeded. And at the end of the day, give farmers a good experience, and hopefully they're gonna wanna keep doing it in the future.